Chief Wright, are you gonna take the, one of the spots on this?
Do what?
Are you gonna take one of the spots on this?
No, I can't.
Okay.
It has to be one of the four that is signed.
Right, get some of it.
Due date on that, like November.
Well, the bill is past due, so they sent me that back and said,
That's usually, that's common practice for Jefferson.
so it says nine or board member elected by the other. Board member to serve as chairperson. Board member to serve as secretary. You know, I'm gonna turn this in like this and see what they say about. There's like 3 other spots still in there. It's gonna look like this.
Okay, any other old business?
Oh, the budget and the bills. We still have bills to pay, and we still need to have a budget before 1 January.
Will get a budget presented to us, Steve?
No, I sent an email to you folks that without accurate financials, no one can put a budget together because it would mislead each of
And
you.
why don't we have correct financials?
Turkey or left and asked.
When we talk to you, because we haven't paid our bills, and the paperwork ain't
That Turkey left who's responsible. You heard Mr. Peterson
I'm not
tell you.
responsible for anything.
You heard
You
Mr.
guys have
Peterson.
access.
I spoke to Mr. Peterson today, that's not what I heard.
Well, you heard what he said in executive session? Right back here.
No, he did not say that I'm responsible for that.
You're
You
not
guys have access to UAN?
No, we
You
don't.
can get in there.
No, we don't.
Why don't you have access?
Because it's got
you
to
can't
send
get
us
in.
emails saying we're all
Yeah,
locked
you just
out.
sent an email saying we're locked out.
Why are you left out?
Because you have to give us the disc.
No.
No, wrong
Yes.
again.
No.
No,
Because
I
you haven't paid our-
I
you haven't paid
gave
our bill to
you,
Buckeye.
I gave you the instructions with the link
It's not
on.
my fault.
I
I got
gave you
everything wrong,
instructions
Mike.
with the
I
link
know
on.
you do nothing wrong, Steve, I'm sorry.
Well, you prove it.
You do nothing wrong, yeah. But I
Opinion
sent
versus
you
fact
guys
are
the
two
link.
different things, Mike.
I sent you a text file, that had the link, you follow the
Send it
instructions
today.
down.
You sent it today. That
No, I
wasn't 3
did
weeks
not
ago,
send that
5
today.
weeks ago.
I said it last week.
No, you did not.
That
The
link
date on it.
doesn't work.
Not what you
That
said.
link doesn't work.
I know, the link doesn't work.
Well, you know what, you guys got a problem. If you don't have a budget, you can't pay any bills next week, and it's your own fault. That's it. I'm done. I've done the best I could. If you don't wanna cooperate, I can't help you. You guys don't, you always got an excuse. I did it in my own office. I found the link. The link does work. Because you're incompetent and don't know how to use it is not my problem. Call Buckeye and have them help you. That's what you call Buckeye on everything else. Call Buckeye and everything else. Call them to help you get it downloaded. Buckeye also has the link. Because they're on the mailing list to get it. So why isn't nobody calling Buckeye to get it downloaded? Again, the bills are not getting paid, and we need a budget. You can't blame it on anybody but you guys is not making the decision.
So McLaughlin, can you get into UAN?
I've tried, good. I got plenty of things to do, and they have time, I'm not trying to get into UAN. I was told by you that it's the administrator's responsibility by, Ohio Revised Code to reduce the budget, so that's what that's going on.
And he responded to why, he documented why that's not gonna happen.
And did
So-
he document to you guys, did you make a decision what you're gonna do? Because I didn't see that. It didn't come to me.
Well, in the past, Our budget.
So to get it
We
started-
got one meeting, no budget.
Right, so to get us started, why don't we just take the budget we had from the beginning of this past January and make it good, copy the first 2 months of it, January, February, get us something to get going. We gotta have something down to get us going, take the numbers we had for the first 2 months of 2021 and use it for 2022. Get us started.
And because I was out on COVID, it's not on my spreadsheet, the fiscal officer has that on a spreadsheet, so as long as the fiscal officer.
I
can
gave you
produce
the
that,
copy, you have it,
then-
resolution.
Because that's what you adopted
Resolution
as
21012. You have 21012.
trustees. Trustees, can I talk to you three?
Go ahead.
Okay, what I was saying was, you need it on the spreadsheet. The spreadsheet is only controlled and owned by the fiscal officer, and we
No,
don't have
no, it's
access to a
not.
spreadsheet. To
It's a
do
lie.
what you want, right?
You liar.
Because I don't have access to the spreadsheet. I don't have
Right.
access to
You
UAN.
have a spreadsheet you provided
I
every
wasn't
other
here
year.
when you adopted the budget last year.
But you have a spreadsheet
So
that you
I don't
did.
have access to change the spreadsheet or have any access. All you have is printed copies. If the fiscal officer can give you what
Thank you.
that you started with it the first year when you adopted
Thank
on
you,
the
Mom.
29th of December,
I'm not doing
I
your work
wasn't
for
here.
you.
that's what you need.
I'm not doing your work for you.
It's not my work.
It is your work. You're supposed to produce the budget,
Um,
produce it.
Trustees, I report to you. And I'm trying to help you. The
You put your
spreadsheet-
own budget on the system, Tracy, you didn't even
I
follow
did not
the
do
rules
anything.
last year.
I had nothing to
Well,
do
nobody
with
can
that.
check the work, 'cause
I took
nobody can get
Mr.
to look
Wolf's
at it.
budget and gave it to you guys.
No, because changes were done.
I
before
took
the
Mr.
29th.
Wolf's budget. You don't know what I did. You weren't here. Remember you said you had COVID.
No, we had presented.
Wait a minute. Did you say that or not?
I wasn't here when you enacted it and
Did you
adopted
say
it.
that or not?
Listen, I'm answering the question. Number one, I gave the trustees a proposed budget. You took it to the 29th meeting and said, let's go temporary, and made changes
29th.
included removing numbers out of the fire department budget.
We didn't have a
Chief
meeting
High
on
and
the
Roy
first
put
of
in there
January.
for the purchase
It
of
didn't
the
get
fire truck,
accepted until
the
the
purchase
second
of
meeting in
the
January.
Rosenbauer, all that was removed as 000, and you adopted a temporary budget.
There was not, that was
That
never
was-
in the budget. There was never
The
anything
fiscal
in
officer
the
files
line.
that with the county.
There was never
On
anything
their
in the line.
spreadsheet, we don't have access to any spreadsheet.
I
So
can
if you wanna do
I
what
can
you
bring
wanna
you a
do,
copy of that
that's
resolution. There
easily
was
done.
never anything in
But
that
she
line.
has the spreadsheet from last
You
year.
know what, it doesn't matter what's on those lines, and I don't have a spreadsheet, I took what you gave out, and I gave it
There was
right
a,
back.
there was a correction done to
Approve
my
it.
proposed budget.
I prove it, I have proof, you
And it
don't.
took all that.
You're accusing me, prove it.
I'm not accusing you of anything.
You are, you accusing
Trustees,
me of it.
I'm telling
Then
you what
prove
you
it.
adopted on the 29th was a legal.
I tell you what, it's no use in
Look,
arguing,
let's
if
stop
you
the
don't
argument.
have a book, if you don't have a
Yeah, I don't
budget,
know.
you won't get paying bills.
Let's stop the argument. We got to come up with, okay, so we're banging heads here. We got to come up with some way to make a temporary budget. How do we make this happen, people?
Take what you adopted on the 29th and that's your budget. It did really well this year. You're not in the debt anywhere.
We ain't paid no bills. We're not dead. Okay. Next.
Any
That
other
didn't solve,
business?
that did not solve anything.
No, it didn't.
We didn't get an answer
So,
to where our budget and how our
so
bills are
we
getting.
have one
cut.
more meeting. Week from today, we have another meeting, right? Closeouts?
So
What I
what,
have to say is that closeout meeting, better come prepared to pass the budget, or we shut the place down.
So.
How you
Given
gonna
the way
shut the
things
place
are
down?
going, I don't
Hey,
have a problem.
Let's stop talking. Okay. We got a closeout meeting next week. Yes?
what we gonna do with it?
No. Quiet. We have a closeout meeting next week, correct? Yes, okay. So, let's stop talking about it, let's talk about closeouts. We have a closeout meeting next week. Where do we stand on that? Is the paperwork been prepared? Is that a Word document someplace in our files? I have a binder at home, a 3-inch binder with all the closeout paperwork from last year that we didn't accept. It's all PDFs. Do we have it in a Word format on a hard drive someplace?
No, they're independently printed off.
You know what?
They're independently printed off.
Well, that is stupid. Why are we doing that? We do a closeout year after year after year. Why the hell do we, okay, so we need to buy an Adobe, I forget which version it is. They can take those PDFs from last year, all bunches of pages and turn it over to a Word document, and then just change the dates, change the people, and make so you're telling me we're not prepared for the meeting next week then?
Nothing's been asked of me.
Jesus Christ. Okay, so I'm gonna let them tell you right now then, I'll do what I can do to get the budget prepared for that. And I'll do what I can do in the time that I have to take the Word documents, the PDFs that I have from last year's closeout meeting, switch it over through Adobe Acrobat. Adobe Acrobat will change that over, I'll buy that custom word program, and switch it over myself. Since nobody else in here wants to effing do anything, I'll take care of that and bring it to the closeout meeting. How are we gonna make this township work if we don't work together? Nobody wants to fucking do anything. This is bullshit.
You've already got that worked out.
No, I do not, McGuire. You put words in people's mouth right and left. You're full of shit.
And you're more prepared than you're saying.
No, I'm not.
Mr. McGuire, you do nothing. And anybody that
Yeah,
does anything
yeah,
does
yeah.
100% more.
You don't what you want. You got me irritated, so.
Any other old business?
Mr. Wolf, are we doing any business now with Buckeye?
No,
Why is that?
It's closed. Oh,
they closed it to anything but emergency service until they get full payment to their bills, and I have not received an email back turning it back on.
Let me know when
Okay.
The email, Mr. Mayor, we got last was, until he knows, and I have a copy of it right here, until he knows where his money is coming from, he is not going to do any more work. He listed all the things that's still open, and until he knows where his money is coming from to get paid for that, he's not gonna do any more work.
you. This, John at Buckeye.
Brian,
Not John Miller, Peter,
Brian,
Brian Peters.
Okay. All right. The last email I got two today. And then the last one before that was November, in November.
Oh, well, you must have didn't get it. Cause he sent one.
So I don't have any of those, just the two that came out today.
And this one was dated, December 15th.
That's it. Today is the only one that is in there I can see.
Any idea how we got so far behind on paying our Buckeye bill? Dead silence. So I figured. So we need, that's all we need, paperwork, policies and procedures, purchasing orders, and get an order on how we perform our business in this township.
any other old business? I move to adjourn.
Run the new business?
Making a motion to adjourn. Is there a second? Okay, new business.
Okay, so we have a stack of resolutions that have been brought out here for the regular meeting. Any of those you want to talk about? You're gonna get them kind of, find out what we're talking about here. Pick one. This top one, authorize, start with the top of the list. New business. Authorizing the county assistant prosecutor to pursue collections on various issues required. What's that about?
Well, you currently owe us $3,577 from the audit. So, my question to you, do you plan on reimbursing the township? We don't have minutes. The Board of Trustees has already decided it's gonna be in-house staff, and we got another resolution stating that we outsource it for transcription. But either way, and half of our year doesn't even use Zoom. So that's not gonna work either. So we got a problem with the minutes that needs to be cleared up. But either way, I'm sick of talking about this issue. You owe the township money.
How exactly are you township money? Explain it to me.
Because you signed a reimbursement check to reimburse yourself. That was a finding in the audit.
Okay, have you ever done that yourself?
It's not what we're talking about.
Answer the question. Have you ever done that yourself?
Well, I've got a resolution to collect this.
Okay, and the resolution does not say to collect it.
It's an unauthorized-
The resolution you're speaking of, resolution 20-063. The Jefferson Township Board of Trustees who approve the minutes prepared word by word for, oh, that's the wrong one, wrong year, but here's the, okay, so in the findings, it states that, Township trustee McLaughlin paid blah, 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 Township was reimbursed, check number, blah, blah, blah. The check and underlying purchase order was signed by trustee McLaughlin and Mann. Here's the sentence. There was no indication that the Board of Trustees previously approved trustee McLaughlin to obtain transcriptions of the meeting minutes. So resolution, when I was in the hospital sick, McGuire pulls the resolution out, states that the township is going to pay for, is going to do the minutes word for word, and that they're going to pay for it. So trustee McLaughlin is doing what the Board of Trustees wanted to be done. Okay?
The night before.
And then I'm not done. Okay, and then so there's that resolution, and then in the resolution that you're speaking of, and I owe the township this money back. So trustee McLaughlin acted on his own and purchased the service for transcription services on his own personal credit card. He was reimbursed by the township fiscal officer, warrant, blah, 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 for the amount, blah, blah, blah. Okay, that is true. I talked to legal, I have no of those extra bonus stuff you get on your credit cards. And I don't have a Speedway card, I don't do any of those extra bonus things you get on credit cards. I don't do it. I'm sorry, I never have, so I'm not getting any, the $3,500, I got no extra money to put that money on my credit card, number one. Number two, then it says, now therefore be resolved, the Jefferson Township Board of Trustees resolution demanding repayment of reimbursement of that blah, blah, blah. But it says before that, whereas the Jefferson Township Board of Trustees strongly encourage trustee McLaughlin to reimburse the township to avoid potential legal risk of possibility compliance audit findings. Strongly suggest, and the audit findings, it went to the Ohio Ethics Commission, and they've done no investigation on it, so they have no issue with it. So do what you want to do, Jim.
Okay. What other new business you want to talk about?
Well, let's go right down the list. We're starting there on the resolution. What's the next one? Okay, the next resolution in the meeting here in 10 minutes, discussion and authorizing SD&T to act for action against a vendor. Mann. What's that about, Mr. Mann?
The SAFER grant, we contracted our grant writer to put in for a SAFER grant, and he did not do that, but he put in a SAFER grant for another department.
So you're taking legal action, you're,
Because he was under contract with us.
huh?
He was under contract with us,
Who's under contract?
the grant writer.
Read this down.
So discussion and authorizing, so why are we paying outside legal to take care of this? Why don't we do this with the county prosecutor's office?
The county prosecutor, they won't take this case on, right?
Correct. We asked, the opinion was that we needed to go down.
We have that in writing?
I don't have it here, probably.
You do have it in writing?
No, I said, no, I don't have it here in front of me. You can call Mr. Peterson and ask him.
No, you're the one stating that Mr. Peterson said something, that you.
Mr. Mann said that. Now, what I'm saying to you is answer the question, so don't trick me into something I didn't say. Number one, we took the issue to him and asked him to write a letter to collect for his terminating the contract wrong. Did not follow the contract of termination. There's other contract violations that Mr. Peterson looked in and confirmed that they were. But when we said to, Mr. Mann has been checking with Mr. Peterson about whether he can take action, he said that would be better for outside counsel. Now, you can talk, you can ask all you want, because you have your opinion, you ask him questions that are leading that may not be fact. But Mr. Mann has asked me to contact Surrey Bell and see if they would take on the case, and I did so.
Okay, next one, follow up with ongoing HR investigation, the water.
This is an appropriations resolutions for Clemens Nelson.
Did we already give them $5,000 to do this, or is this additional work to do?
This is additional.
And so we're giving them another $12,000?
I don't
That's
expect.
a total of
it to be 12.
$17,000? Okay, so that's fine. Where are we getting this money from? The new budget? Because we don't have anything like, no line item that got $12,000 in it. If you do, you're gonna have to transfer it to the legal line. The legal line item doesn't have $12,000 in it. So you're gonna have to transfer it to the legal line. And I would do a resolution to transfer.
Well, you've got 8,700 in 2111, 220, 190, 05, 01.
That's, personnel, that's, personnel line, isn't it?
That's payroll for somebody that's not sitting in a position.
Well, you're gonna have to transfer, you can't
Well, we
just
can
take it out of
transfer
the
it,
line.
but we can
You're gonna have
use
to do a
that.
resolution, you're gonna have to transfer, you can't just take it out of the line, because then you will get dinged in the audit.
Well, just like we do every year,
You will get dinged in the
appropriations
audit.
resolution to move the money.
Well, do the resolution.
We need to kind of work on a deal where our findings are less and less and less every year, you know? We seem like we have an attitude, the auditors don't have any power, they don't have any authority to do anything, so we just do what we want to do.
I mean, you gotta do a resolution for transferring funds, and you guys have to approve it. So you gotta do appropriations.
It's time, motion to adjourn.
We'll do it.
I'm running the meeting, Mr. McLaughlin, we're in the
Okay.
middle of discussion.
Okay.
So with the budget documents that you have, we've got some money that we can move around.
Well, you're gonna do the resolution, to move the money around before you can do this resolution to approve.
We go through this every meeting. There's money in 2111 to take care of this.
You still have to do the resolution, I can't just do that. If you approve the resolution, I don't have any money. I can't do it until that money is moved over. So whatever you say, it doesn't matter, doesn't really matter. This is the procedure you have to do. And if somebody had told me about this instead of putting it in our mailbox today, this resolution could have already been done. But now, since it's the last minute, somebody's gonna have to do it. Whoever wrote this resolution, to have it, needs to do the resolution to transfer the funds. As you said, it's a regular appropriations, do the template and transfer the money and sign it and prove it, because that has to be part of, a resolution.
Okay, we've got 8,700 in the payroll court account. And we have 4,000 for meeting minutes, which we haven't done meeting minutes. It's 2111, 220, 360, 3018. cover it. I don't expect to use all of it, but that gives us cushion to wrap up that investigation.
Unless I have a resolution, I won't be doing that.
Guess Mr. McLaughlin's left the meeting.
You're still here, we've seen you.
Mr. Rand, any other new business?
We have one other, reopening 59. Are you gonna try this?
We can take care of that in your business meeting, unless you want to talk about it now.
Well, let's take care of it when we-
What's that?
Let's take care of it when we get in the next meeting.
All right, move to
I have
adjourn.
one more comment. There's several confusions, and we can talk about it in the meeting, but I want you guys to know ahead of time. There's several confusion in some of these personnel issues that need to be cleared up during the meeting. And I'm frustrated with having to write the whole resolution over before you guys sign it, so somebody needs to have these things proofread before they come to us. So I'm not the secretary of writing these resolutions. But somebody needs to fix these resolutions, or we at least need to get these resolutions before the meeting. And I've sent you guys emails on that. I don't know if you read them or not. So that's all I have to say, and we can discuss it in the meeting as they come up.
All right, move to adjourn work session.
I'll second the motion.